What is going on, fellow fanatics? Today we are going to talk about something that is if y'all don't know, One Piece is my life. I've loved it since I was a kid. I'm still loving it to this day. And a monumental and historic thing has just happened that has never happened before in this the 1,040 chapter long epic by Eiichiro Oda. It's prolific and I think it needs to be discussed. A Yonko Has Fallen.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
And by fallen, I mean it is officially declared Big Mom has lost. You know, we're still dealing with Luffy and Kaido on the rooftop. Roof Peace lives on, and that's all fine and good. It's shocking for those of you that don't know, Yonko are considered the pillars of absolute strength in the One Piece world. Nothing is stronger than a Yonko. No one can lay a hand on a Yonko. I mean, Whitebeard is showing up, just one of them. You're gathering all of the Shichibukai. You're gathering every single admiral, the entire Navy fleet to handle one man. And Big Mom, Charlotte Linlin herself, has officially fallen. I have seen a lot of people on the internet getting mad. There's a lot of really toxic power scaling that goes into this, but I think this was done in a perfect way. Because Big Mom said before, if you'll remember, whenever she and Perospero were outside the castle in Onigashima, she ran into Marco, where she gives him the whole talk of, I respected your captain, I respect you, what are you doing here, this is stupid. She mentions, I don't have enough souls to deal with you right now. Meaning, she can handle Marco, obviously, but she would be exhausted afterwards, and she would need to go back to Whole Cake to get more souls, or take souls from people on Onigashima, whatever the case is. She begins her fight on the roof. She really wasn't getting hit that hard, not that much was happening to her physically. She was kind of playing the back casting, throwing attacks while Kaido took the brunt of everything. But as this fight with Kid and Law went on, everything Law started doing were physical attacks inside of her body. He was doing his different, the K room, his shock willy. He was doing all these things physically inside of her, damaging organs. Big Mom don't give a fuck. She don't care.
Stay!
She's sitting here powering up, grabbing more things, thinking, you can't hurt me, y'all are just like annoying flies pissing me off, not realizing, oh, my spleen is bleeding. You know, internally it's getting to her. Then she has to start trying to heal herself, not knowing what this attack, what it directly did to her body, with souls from herself, her own life force, because she's running out of soul. And I don't think people get that. That is, the way Oda will tell a story and the way it comes together so well is, someone can be a million times stronger than the next person. It doesn't mean that person's gonna win. Time and time again, we learn through good, methodical, detailed storytelling that a weak character can overcome a strong character. They just have to be smart enough to do it. The situation and advantageous moments have to be perfectly lined up. And he does it every time, and it doesn't seem forced, it doesn't seem fake. She's been telling us she fought Kaido for 3 days straight. Then she turned around and mentioned she doesn't have a lot of souls at the moment. Then they fight on the roof. Then they fight her down below, and even at the end of this, they beat her. It was a fair and square win, the two of them ganging up on her with abilities she had never seen before. Abilities she had no idea about is the biggest part of this. I don't give a shit who's fighting who. If I know your playbook, if I got your playbook right here, it's a low diff fight. Even if I'm stronger than you and I don't have your playbook and you're pulling shit out left and right, who knows how that fight's gonna go. So Big Mom falls. She falls, and the most important driving home of how these two people were able to overtake a Yonko by themselves is the explosion. She wasn't done, she was falling. They knocked her off the island, which took every fucking thing they had to get this big-ass woman off the island, but falling with the explosions capable of blowing up the entire island and them detonating her. That is what won them the fight. And that is an example where it was a clear win. There was no cheap shit, there was no punches pulled. She was not at her max strength, she was not in her home territory. She had no fucking clue what these guys just kept pulling out on her left and right with all of they both did their awakenings. They both just had different techniques that coincided well with each other. You know, I think it is a very big deal, and I can understand where some fans are so pissed off about it, but we're getting towards the end of this series. And to say that two awakened users that are right behind Luffy in ability can't handle, don't argue with me on that one, I understand that Kid has definitely not been used to the fullest of his potential, and Law is definitely behind Luffy in strength, but there's symbology in the story. But to think that they couldn't find a way to defeat this prolific giant. It just made, like I said, the story was set up perfectly for this to happen. You know, I don't think people are trying to throw out claims that, oh, Big Mom is weaker than we thought. Did we underestimate Big Mom? Are we underestimating Kaido? Kaido's been fighting 19 motherfuckers strong. He's been fighting since like what, I think 980 something, and we're in 1040 and he is still fighting? Hell yeah, he's gonna get tired and fall. The way this story is developed and the way it's going is just perfectly lining up for a defeat of two Yonkos, and I'm absolutely here for it, you know. And I think for people who haven't been reading for a long period of time, who don't do the weekly read, who don't understand, everybody always doubts when mid-arc. Oh, I remember people in Dressrosa, when it was coming out, this is too long, this isn't getting where it isn't making sense. Now Dressrosa, while yeah, still long, is one of the best in arcs in One Piece history, you know. And that goes into the same with Whole Cake. Everyone just constantly ripped on it, but Whole Cake was necessary for all of Sanji's character development, for Luffy understanding his future sight. Like, Oda knows what he's doing, you have to trust this man, and seeing how this is played out, I completely trust what he's doing. So when it comes to this Big Mom, I think going back and reading this is, instead of weekly, going back and reading it as one whole experience of the Wano arc, it makes sense. She's been literally pointing out from the beginning, has a limit here. For the first time, we're seeing Big Mom with a limit. We're seeing her still act like she doesn't, because they are cocky and they think no one can hurt them. And then we saw her get attacked in a perfect way that she is not ready for, and it took every fucking thing they had to get her down. And it's great. I can't believe it's finally happened. I think it is sad because we're getting towards the end of the series and it's showing now. I mean, how many stronger characters are there? There's really not. We're in the top 5 strongest characters in the universe. Pretty much, yeah, we're in that realm now. When they leave Wano, they will be a Yonko with a Yonko's crew. Oda's shown that, he's explained it, and I'm here for it. I'm ready for an Elbaf, I'm ready to get on past it, but it's just, this is a moment that I wanted to highlight. A Yonko's fallen, a fair and square moment has happened, and now it is all eyes on the rooftop to see Luffy completely topple another Yonko by himself. I mean, let me know what you guys think. Do you think it was fair? Do you agree with some people that, you know, Big Mom has been slated for this and that she disappointed? What's your stance on it? Let me know in the comments, and I will see you in the next video.